My name is Matt Vogel. I am one of the Muppet performers on Sesame Street. I play Big Bird.
Hello there, Big Bird here with my friend, the sheep.
On Sesame Street, there are basically three kinds of puppets. There are rod puppets like Elmo. There are live hand puppets like Cookie Monster. And then there are puppets that you wear like Big Bird or Snuffy. I wear ridiculous orange pants with giant feet. They put the puppet over my head, goes down to about my knees. My right hand is up in the air inside the head, and that moves the mouth of Big Bird.
And that makes me talk like Big Bird like this.
Inside the head, there's also a little trigger on my pinky that moves Big Bird's eyelids up and down. Then my left hand is inside Big Bird's left wing, and the right wing, there is a monofill that goes up through his neck and down into that left hand. When I move my live hand up, the right hand goes down, and vice versa.
Hello there, it's me, Big Bird.
When we'll need two hands to pick up a prop or hold something, a right hand performer will come in, put their hand in the wing, and that's how we do it.
Really fun.
And then on the outside, like 4,000 turkey feathers that have been meticulously graded and steamed and dyed. Big Bird is the heaviest puppet in the world. No, I don't know. I don't know how much he weighs.
Hi there.
My name is Ryan Dillon, and I am the Muppet performer for Elmo.
Hi, Oscar. Oh, Elmo and Rosita are helping keep the street nice and clean. Yeah.
So Elmo is a standard hand and rod Muppet, meaning that my hand controls him like this. It's very important when you're puppeteering in this style to not flap the top of your mouth, because we don't do that as humans. So you drop the jaw on all the syllables. His hands are worked by what we call arm rods. There's just two metal rods with dowels in them, and I tend to control them on my own, but sometimes I'll have an assistant performer come in and help for more difficult scenes. There's a number of ways where we have a character pick things up. Sometimes you can use magnets, insert them in the palm of the hand. Cookie Monster, Ernie, Telly, they can pick things up with no problem because they have live hands. Elmo, Abby, those characters are a little trickier. There's wire in the arms, but we can't actually move the fingers. Most puppets that are built in this television style are built with very specific materials. The main material being foam rubber. After they've been built with the foam, they will then be covered in fake fur, which is what Elmo is covered in. Elmo doesn't have eyelids. His eyes are attached in his head with a wooden dowel, so that if you move that dowel with your finger, he can do this sort of funny look with his eyes. And it's sort of a vague, sort of emotional expression that he can give.
I don't know, I've never been in a car before. Really?
And so he doesn't really have a mechanism necessarily, but he does have that, which I use more than I probably should.
What are we gonna do? We both wanna do different things.
My name is Martin Robinson. I play Snuffleupagus. It's a cross between a puppet and a costume character. You climb inside, there's a zipper in his midsection. Sorry if I'm destroying any illusions. I put my feet in the two front feet, and the brilliant guy behind me, whose name is Bryant Young, who's my partner in Snuffy, we have to kind of stretch. So I have to lean slightly forward, he has to lean slightly back so that there's no swag. I've actually got it rigged so that most of the weight is on my legs. I've never hurt my back doing it. I work his mouth with my left hand.
Oh, Bird, what are we gonna do now?
And the eyes are worked with my right hand. Look left, look right, blink, blink, blink. How do you work the snuffle? It's a curved piece of PVC with a bike handle. It's very complicated.
I can do magic!
I'm Leslie Carrara Rudolph. My main character is the fairy, Abby Cadabby, but I'm doing all kinds of things. She reminds me of my dog. You know, the way she looks on screen, she's always excited and happy.
What was that?
She has her hands and rods, but she also has wings. So she has like this little tube that has a mech that you rock back and forth, and that makes her wings go. When I first got her, they thought originally that they were going to use this motor. It was loud, it was uncomfortable, and they said, yeah, that doesn't work. We perform above our head, we look down at a monitor in order to see what direction our puppet's going. And I remember Dave Goles said to me, and he was right, he says, it's going to be about 7 years before you really know what you're doing.
Rudy here to share the laughter and tell a joke.
I'm Frankie Cordero, and I play Rudy on Sesame Street. I describe him as, he's definitely super curious, which gets him into trouble sometimes as well, but he definitely always means well. This is going to be his 3rd season coming up that I'm doing, so he's still a little new. The puppet itself is a pretty basic Muppet-style puppet with the moving mouth and the rod hands, but it still took some getting used to. On Sesame Street, a lot of times we're on the floor. On Rollies, obviously these characters are rather small compared to people.
3, 2, rehearsal.
So we've got several characters on screen, but then we've got 6 or 7 bodies down below, because we sometimes have assists as well that come in to do right hands or wings or different things.
Something's there on the ground. Under the tree? What could it be?
So there's a little bit more choreography going on down below compared to what you actually see on screen.
Let's camera rehearse that.
All right, here's a rehearsal, everybody.
At its essence, every character is the person performing it.
You take a piece of your personality and you blow that up, and that kind of becomes the essence of the character. So Big Bird for me is this kind of wide-eyed, every child that just wants to play and have fun.
A little bit of me when I was younger, but then also a mixture of 2 nieces of mine as well as one of my cats.
When I started doing Elmo, I had been with Sesame Street for a number of years, doing right-handing under the guidance of the performer before me who played Elmo. So I started to pick up the mannerisms of the character just being in the studio.
I have understudied under Carol Spinney for over 20 years.
We've got to bring those birds together and all work as one.
It does take a very long time to feel like you are the character. We have this thing that some of us say, like it's being able to take the character out of the glass box and just set it free.
So for me, for Abby, I got to create her style.
A straw? I don't think we have those in Fairyland.
There's little moments that we're always discovering that brings her to life, you know, or excited, the way she shakes. All that is organic to the heart and the exploration, and sometimes it looks awful, and sometimes it looks great.
No matter what we do, we're mirroring humanity in some really important, incredibly effective way, which is strange for a Snuffleupagus and a worm, but that's exactly what we do.
There are 5 of us here.
Right,
It's easy
and
to
we're
sit on
like
this sofa,
this.
but if we were sitting on the floor and trying to do our puppets, we'd have arms all over the
Right.
And you have to turn
Intertwined
sideways,
or-
because you have to get it
Right.
angle like
You have to be
this.
left-handed.
Or, you know
one of
what,
these.
I'm going to go
So
in
it's-
front.